Let's see which bottles of whiskey I would recommend that everyone has sitting on their shelves for different pricing tiers. What's going on, everyone? My name is Steven and welcome back to Capitol Bourbon. In today's special video, we're going to be going over the different bottles that I would recommend that everyone have at their house for different pricing tiers. These tiers range from the $30 and under, $50, $75, $100, and then over $100. I have multiple bottles for each of these tiers, so stick around. Let's find out which bottles I would recommend everyone to have in their whiskey collection for the different prices. All right, and one rule I kind of want to abide by for this ranking here is that I want to put whiskeys on a list that are easily gettable, that are shelfers, and you can find pretty much walking to any ABC store or liquor store out there. I definitely don't want to put bottles on that are allocated or limited editions or hard to find bottles that, no one out there would see or the average Joe, wouldn't able to find within a couple of months. So definitely I want to make this list. Bottles that, the average person can just go out there any day and pick up and bring home to their collection, open up immediately, and enjoy it with friends and family for their given budget and for that price tier. And I promise, given the price tier, I'll stick to that rule as best as I can. And once again, guys, do not forget to leave a comment down below if you would like to win a bottle of Buffalo Trace that we aged in our own barrel here for 4 months. All you gotta do is comment on this video and any video in January. Each comment on a video is a unique entry into winning that bottle there that will ship to you completely free. Along with that bottle, I will ship a standard bottle of Buffalo Trace just in case you don't like the flavors or the profile that we got out of aging that Buffalo Trace there for 4 months. I know I've been MIA for the month of January. I was sick there for about 10 days straight, and I'm still congested and I can't really taste as well, so I don't want to put out videos there. I just wasn't feeling up to it. I don't really want to do my traditional whiskey reviews if I can't give the whiskey a fair shot and a fair review, if I can't really smell it or taste the whiskey as I normally do. So I'm holding off on those videos for now, but don't worry, those will be coming back here soon. We had an insane January haul. If you didn't see that video, go ahead and check it out, as well as a lot of new bottles of whiskey to open up here, try and do a lot of blinds. So stick around for that. And before we get into it, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That helps the channel grow significantly and helps me continue to make this type of content for you guys. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Our first tier here, $30 and under. All right, and for our first pricing tier here for $30 and under, I do recommend 3 different bottles I have here in my collection. It is a little hard for the $30 price point as I'm not really gravitated towards that price point just because I don't drink a ton. So if I am going to sip on whiskey, I'd rather go up there a little bit in price just because I enjoy that. I just don't drink a ton of whiskey. So that price point of, $50, $75 is a little bit more enjoyable when I'm just sipping on a couple sips here and there. First bottle here, though, is Ancient Age. This one here, though, is the biggest bottle. It's a full handle coming out 1.75 liters. And yeah, this Ancient Age here, 10 stars, absolutely fantastic for the price point. This whole bottle here for the handle, I do have my trusty sheet here, is only $17 for this whole handle here of whiskey. You get amazing whiskey here. I use this for everything, for a lot of mixed drinks, a lot of cocktails, as well as if I'm doing experiments or kind of want to start the night. Definitely here, Ancient Age is something I'll reach to. It is in a plastic bottle here, so it's not the most fancy, definitely for that price point, but it absolutely kicks well above it. And this one here is made by Sazerac, so it has hints of the traditional Buffalo Trace that they release. It's sweet. It actually has a pretty nice and nutty peanut brittle flavor, which I definitely enjoy there, and I absolutely love it for the price point. Our next one here is Variable Barnes. This one here is the 100 proof, which has that black label here. So definitely, if you're looking for this, find the 100 proof. I believe they make an 80 proof, which I think is a green label. But if you're gonna buy this, I recommend the 100 proof here. This one is only, I'm sorry about that, I kind of mixed up the pricing. This one is a $17 one. This Variable Barton 100 proof. Highly recommend it for the price point. You cannot beat that. I think the 80 proof is only a few dollars cheaper. Instead of $7, I think it's around 14 bucks. So definitely, if you can find it, go for the 100 proof. This one's fantastic. Again, one to start the whole night on and definitely punches well above its price point there. Yeah, if you can find this old Variable Barn, absolutely recommend it. And again, just like the Ancient Age there, it does kind of have a peanut and earthy flavor, which I really enjoy actually. So yeah, Variable Barn, highly recommend it. And of course, here on the very left, we do have the classic Wild Turkey 101 coming at 101 proof there. And this bottle here, 750 milliliters, is $28. The same as Ancient Age actually, which is 20 bucks. Sorry, I mixed that up. But yeah, this Wild Turkey here is absolutely fantastic. I kind of had a revival of this Wild Turkey, and it's been my go-to actually every night when I wanted to start out with something to, get the palate wet and get my mind in the whiskey mindset. Yeah, this Wild Turkey 101 here, guys, I didn't sleep on this one myself here. It's fantastic. For that price point, you can find it everywhere too. Absolutely worth it. You can use it for literally everything there. Cocktails, sipping neat, fantastic here. Yeah, as this goes to show, there are definitely a lot of bottles out there you can find for under 30 bucks. The Evan Williams Bottom Bond is a good option though, but I would prefer these 3 over that Evan Williams Bottom Bond, but it is a pretty good option there as well. But yeah, fantastic bottles here for under $30. All right, moving on to our next pricing tier here, which is $50 and under. I got 3 bottles here again that I would recommend. First one here, as you can see, I definitely enjoyed. And actually, this is probably the second or third bottle that I killed in less than 1 year. So I really enjoyed this Jack Daniel's Bonded here. This one comes in at $35. You can find it on the Virginia ABC shelves. And yeah, as you can tell, I really enjoy it. I enjoy sipping this one neat. A bunch of friends also enjoy it. It's everything those $30 bottles were, but just a little bit more elevated, a little bit more refined. You get a better finish there, a better mouthfeel as well. So yeah, this one, absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend it. Definitely give it a shot. Our next one here is the Michter's Straight Rye. This is a single barrel coming in. What's the proof on this one again? 94.8 proof. Yeah, this is probably one of the best ryes I've ever tried and still have ever tried. I absolutely recommend it. This one is good for anything. I love it in old-fashioned cocktails. I love it drinking neat. Yeah, this one is one of my go-to ryes here, and I highly recommend it. It is a single barrel, and it can vary, I would say, from, I guess, barrel to barrel, but in general, this is probably my second bottle too, but really, I don't think it varies too much from single barrel to single barrel. They're all hitters, so I highly recommend this one. Absolutely love it if you can find it. That's the first rye on the list, and it's absolutely a banger for sure. And it comes in at $48, so only a couple dollars there below the $50 price point. Our last one here is coming at $50, which is the Bardstown Origin Series Bottled Bond. This one, if you're looking for something that's definitely more refined, has a great mouthfeel and a great finish, I highly recommend this Bottled Bond. Definitely one of the first bottles I recommend to any of the beginner whiskey drinkers out there. You can find it on any shelves. It's a shelf-stable bottle. A lot of sweetness there with a subtle peanut flavor that I think is really fantastic. For the price point, you really can't beat any of these bottles. I think we're starting to finally get into the sweet spot there for the pricing, the $50 tier there. A lot of great bottles at $50 tier. These are the top 3 that I would recommend everyone should have and try at least. All right, moving on down now to the $75 and under tier here. As you can see, I think this is really where the sweet spot is and really where you can get the best bang for your buck and the best tasting whiskey for a pretty decent price point there, $75 and under. This tier here is just stacked with absolutely fantastic bottles that I really recommend and I really enjoy. Let's just go through them here real quick and run down the line. First one here, definitely not a stranger to the channel, is the Wild Turkey Rare Breed. For the price point coming at $53, one of the best bangs for the bucks you can find there. You can find a barrel proof offering for $53, Wild Turkey, absolutely fantastic, can't go wrong with it. Lots of fruit, lots of sweetness, a lot of great flavors with that one there. Next one here is a New Riff single barrel for $55 MSRP, absolutely fantastic. When I first tried that New Riff, I was shocked at how much value you're getting for $55. It is a single barrel again, so you gotta be mindful of that, but I would absolutely take a risk on these New Riffs for $55 a single barrel. Again, blew my mind, amazing viscosity, mouth taste, kind of getting a more bready, grapey, great mouthfeel with this one. Highly recommend the New Riff single barrel. Next one here, Old Forester 1920. This one is $62, getting a little bit more pricey there. But yeah, it is coming out of higher proof, which is why I put it here over the 1910. I do enjoy the 1910, but the lower proof, I would just rather take this 1920 over that. They're both very similar. I think the 1910 is like $56 MSRP. But yeah, I think for the proof point, I'm choosing the 1920 there just for a few more bucks again. You're getting a lot more proof, and they're very similar there. The 1910 is double oak though, so if you prefer that, probably want to go for the 1910 instead. Next one here is a little harder one to find, at least around me. That's the Still Austin Cask Strength for $65 there as well. This one, absolutely fantastic value. I was not really a fan of Still Austin. I kind of tried their regular bourbon. I wasn't a super fan of that, but once I tried this Cask Strength here, I fell in love with it. This one punches well above the price point there, $65, and beats out probably a lot of bottles costing upwards of $100. Highly recommend Still Austin if you can find it there. Really good and tastes like a high-end whiskey there. Our next one here is the Maker's Mark 46 French Oak Cask Strength, coming in at $65. Same thing as Still Austin. I think this one, you can probably mistake it if you have it in a blind there. You can probably mistake it for a bottle that costs twice as much as the Maker's Mark Cask Strength. It kind of reminds me of, I know I'm probably gonna hate for saying this, but it kind of reminds me of like a Stag or like an Old Forester single barrel proof, which costs a lot more. I absolutely love it. I'm probably gonna need to buy another bottle of this one soon. This to me though is a bottle that I would try every night when I want something a little bit higher proof offerings. I'll go right to this Maker's Mark 46 Cask Strength. Highly recommend it if you can find it. Absolutely worth it and an absolute hitter there. Next one here, of course, is a Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. This one right here, I put some damage on it. I absolutely love these bottles. You cannot beat it for the price point. I think that's probably the best bang for the buck that we've had in this category here. And that one's 132.6 proof, I believe. And it's absolutely fantastic. fantastic. Lots of oak, lots of brown sugar, a lot of sweetness, a little bit of banana there, which I really, really enjoy, a little bit of peanut as well. But yeah, absolutely fantastic hitter. You can find them going for, you know, up to 138 proof, 39 proof is what I think is the highest I've seen on the proof there for $70. That's an absolutely fantastic deal there. Really, really love that. If I was to go ahead and choose my favorite one on this table, it'd probably be that Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. Last one here, kind of hiding, but that's the Elijah Craig barrel proof offerings. This is batch B524, which I thought was pretty good. It drank hot though, but for $75, it's an absolute banger here. This one here is aged, aged 11 years old for $85, barrel proof here, coming from Heaven Hill. This is one of the best bargains as well. So yeah, absolutely recommend this one. Everyone's got to have Elijah Craig barrel proofs. They do 3 releases a year, A, B, and C batches. So, you know, just go ahead and pick out whichever one that's being released at that time that you can find. They're all pretty fantastic and all really good. C batches though, a little bit better, I would say. But yeah, for $75, an absolute steal, and you must buy this bottle for sure. Moving on here to the $100 and below price point category, we got 4 offerings here. I am cheating a little bit here, going against my rules a little bit because these bottles are a little bit harder to find here and not just straight shelfers. However, I think this $100 and under price point category there is a pretty tough category because if you're going around that price point, usually it's going to be allocated or usually it's going to cost, I think, just over $100 or somewhere, you know, a little bit above there. So again, this one's a hard category because in this $100 and below category, a lot of these brands are offering limited edition bottles. So it's either going to be harder to find a limited release or it's just going for something crazy on secondary, and again, you can't find that. So yeah, I did stretch the truth here a little bit, but these are kind of more of the common offerings that I've been seeing lately from a lot of these big brands in terms of, you know, this $100 under price point category. That's a little bit, I would say, on the very low end of being allocated or harder to find or just barely going off the shelves there. First one here is the Sagamore 9-year. This one's absolutely fantastic. You can find this actually a lot in DC though, just sitting on the shelves as well as Maryland. So I kind of put it there just because almost every liquor store I would go to in DC or Maryland, you can find this 9-year rye sitting there. But the Sagamore 9-year rye is absolutely fantastic. It's definitely one of the best ryes I have and probably one of the best bottles here on this list so far. Absolutely recommend the Sagamore 9-year. Next one here is the Maker's Mark Wood Finishing Series. This one is a heart release. This one isn't open, but I did try it before and I really enjoy it. I actually enjoy a bunch of the Maker's Mark Wood Finishing Series and will probably pick up as much as I can find that just because I really enjoy it. Lots of sweetness, a lot of oakiness, lots of brown sugar. It's a banger for sure and kind of really got me into that limited edition and kind of a little bit more allocated bottles there. So kind of gateway drug there. And the MSRP on this one is $75, but I did put it on this $100 and below because a lot of stores I see in DC are selling for around $80, $85. So I decided to jump it up there to the $100 category, which is what I can find it for. If I was going to look for it in DC for a while or Maryland, I'd probably find this for around $80, $85. Our next one here is the annual release, and that's the barrel cast strength bottles here. This one is batch number 31, coming in at 111.2 proof, aged 6 years. These cast strengths from barrel, though, are absolutely fantastic. Has a bunch of deep, complex, rich flavors, as well as a great mouthfeel. I think all these are fantastic. However, I do think that the batch 31 is an exceptional batch there. I think they're releasing batch 37 this year in 2025. If you can find that, definitely go ahead and buy it. And the price point of these guys is $90. And yeah, this is probably the most common bottle that you can find on the shelves there, depending on if your store carries these cast strengths, but yeah, definitely the most common that you could probably find sitting on a shelf there at any liquor store. Highly recommend that one. Our last one here is the Old Forester single barrel proof bourbon. These, you know, I can find pretty decently on the shelves in DC. The MSRP on these is $90, but you know, I can find them anywhere between $90 to $100. So it's definitely going in this category, and they're absolutely fantastic. They can drink pretty hot though, so you might want to try it before you end up buying it. A lot of deep, rich brown sugar, caramelized flavors. So yeah, these Old Forester barrel proofs, if you can find it, absolutely go for it. And also, if you can find the Black Label 100 proof, definitely pick that one up too as well. That one should be around $100, maybe a little bit on the price point there as well. Again, this was a little bit tough category to find what I really enjoyed at this price point, as a lot of the bottles in this price point are limited, going well above the $100 tier that we got going on right now. So a little tough to find it, but these are my recommendations for that $100 and below tier. All right, and here we go. We're back with the $100 above price tier. Definitely got some bangers in here for sure. I'll just go ahead and run through these really quick. First one here is Old Forester Barrel Strength Barrel Proof Rye. I absolutely love this. It's probably my second favorite rye that I have or that I've ever tried really before. But yeah, absolutely love this one here. This one, the MSRP is $90, but I believe you can find it on secondary for around $130 there, as well as some stores. They definitely mark it up above that $90 price point. But yeah, $130 is probably the most I would probably pay here for this Old Forester Barrel Proof Rye. Fantastic, absolutely refined and very complex. Great mouthfeel. mouthfeel. One of the best ryes I've ever tried. Next one up here is a Penelope American Light Whiskey. This is the first American Light Whiskey that I've ever tried, and it's absolutely fantastic. Mouthfeel is bready, flavors are good, complex, and it's a really, really good, easy drinker. Definitely drinks well below that proof there, which I believe the proof is 128. Yeah, so it's pretty high up there. Definitely drinks below that proof point. Absolutely fan of it. Definitely recommend it if you can find it. MSRP on that one, I believe, is $100, but it can go for 125 or more. And I would probably spend at most 125, maybe 130 bucks here on this Penelope American Light Whiskey. I love it. And they are releasing a 17-year. This is a 15-year, but I'll definitely be hunting the 17-year and doing a review on that, so stick around for that. Our next one here is the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. This one here is batch 245, and the proof on this is 54.05, and this one is absolutely fantastic. It blew my mind the first time I tried it. Really, really, really good. The MSRP on this, I believe, is between $170 to $200, but I probably wouldn't pay more than $200, as $200 is already really pricey, so it's hard to ask more for that. But you know, if it's my first time and I found this on the shelves, and I can't really find it on the shelves anywhere local to me, I probably would spend up to $220 to acquire a bottle here of the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. Lots of bright fruit there, both red fruit, yellow fruits, you name it. This is absolutely fantastic. Really, really good and blew my mind. Next one here, of course, we have to add a Jack Daniel's Coy Hill. This one here, you know, MSRP is for around $80, but the secondary, these guys are going for around $350, depending on the proof point. The higher proof above 130 is probably closer to 400, and around 122, you probably can find it for 325 maybe. So $350 on secondary. Most I would pay to acquire a bottle of this, now that I've tried it and know it, is probably around 300. It's probably around $250, I would say. If I found it for $300, it would have to be probably 130 proof or greater, but $250 for, I guess, your average proof here of the Jack Daniel's Coy Hill. Not as good as the 2021. I've been kind of comparing them. I do prefer the 2021 over the 2024 though. Definitely a bottle I would recommend you trying and owning if you can find it for a good price point and if it's within your budget. I just want to say every bottle here in the $100 and above price point category is a bottle that I really wouldn't hesitate to buy if I saw on the shelf there, and if I didn't already have that bottle, and I've kind of wanted either a backup or just to do it again, or if I was running along with these bottles, I wouldn't have to look up, you know, the batch here on the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend or the proof point on the Coy Hill. I just know that that bottle will absolutely be a hitter, and I will definitely be picking that up if it matches my price point there. So again, these bottles I absolutely recommend. And again, they're above the $100 tier price point because you cannot find these guys for MSRP, even if it's below $100 there. So I'm kind of going off of where you can find these on the secondary and kind of locally at a few liquor stores if you do a bunch of hunting. Our next one here is the Bardstown Discovery Series. This is the most recent batch, batch number 12. However, batch number 11 is really good if you can find that one too. I'm excited for batch 13 to hopefully see what that one's going to be ending up. This one is containing a lot more Kentucky and rumored to be wild turkey juice. But yeah, absolutely these Discovery Series, especially the later batches here, if you can find it, I wouldn't hesitate picking it up. I believe the MSRP on these guys is around $150. Secondary should be around $200 though. All right, next bottle here, I did kind of mention it before, but that's a Michter's Barrel Strength Rye here. Absolutely fantastic. Again, one of the best ryes really out there. Probably the first best rye I would say that I have here, at least on this list. Before the Old Forester, I would put the Michter here as my number one. And this one here, the MSRP is $110, but I believe on secondary it's going for around $190, maybe $180, $200. But for me, the most I would spend on this one, if I was to buy it again and actually get a backup, because I really, really enjoy this bottle here, would be probably $150 to acquire the Michter's Barrel Strength Rye. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Lots of brown sugar, and you're not really getting that heavy rye and dill, minty herbal that you can kind of get from a lot of ryes out there. So I thoroughly enjoy this one. I think it's absolutely fantastic. The flavors, the mouthfeel are just phenomenal. Our next bottle here is one that's kind of a little bit controversial, but that's the Woodford Cask Finishing Series here. And I actually do really enjoy the Cask Finishing Series. The other Woodfords that do come in kind of this hammer bottle shape here, like the wine finishes, like the recent Madeira cask, as well as the Sonoma Triple Finish, or even the historic Bill Entry Proof. I think those ones are a little overrated for the price point, you know, also coming in at $150, $160. But I think the cask strength or barrel proof offerings that they have here, this one's coming in 121.2. I think these are absolutely fantastic. They offer a different level there of just what you're getting from Woodford. A lot more caramel, a lot more brown sugar, a lot more oak, as well as just, you know, layers of complexity and layers of flavor there. I am a fan here of these Woodfords, but they are pretty pricey there. I wouldn't pay anything above MSRP, which I think is around $150 or $160 there. So yeah, absolutely fan of those. And this is definitely a bottle that I probably would pick up there if I just see it stay on the shelves there at a liquor store for MSRP $150. So yeah, again, these bottles here, absolutely fantastic, and absolutely would recommend you picking up if it's in your budget and if you think you're like these. For me, these are all bottles that I would absolutely pick up if I was to see them on liquor store shelves and it was within my budget there, over that $100 price point though. All right, everyone, and that does it for this video there. I hope you enjoyed watching what I would recommend there that every bourbon collector should have in different price tiers and different price categories there. Let me know if you disagree with anything on that list there. The $100 and above price point is very subjective though, but each of those bottles is something I absolutely really enjoy and would absolutely grab again if I saw them sitting on the shelves. Also, do not forget to leave a comment down below if you would like to win that Buffalo Trace that we aged here in our own barrel for 4 months and a bottle there of normal Buffalo Trace for absolutely free. All you gotta do is comment down below. Absolutely anything at all. As long as it was a video that was released in January and it's before we do our live drawing sometime in early February. So yeah, definitely go ahead and do that and don't forget to comment down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. That helps the channel grow significantly. It helps me continue to make content for you guys. Without further ado, I hope you enjoyed the video. Enjoy your whiskey. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.